Cool outlook for the week. So we're in an interesting spot, eh? Right, let's start on the 4 hour. I'll do the 4 hour down. Weekly high, bullish on everything other than the 15 external leg. So right now, looking like we're starting a retracement. We literally just pipped that weekly high and we're starting to sell off. So we're in a really, really good spot for sellers, and we could be on, as we can see, for quite a big retracement if price is going to pull back down. So we'll monitor what it does. In terms of where we're at coming into the week, of course, on Friday, we had come down and taken that low into that mitigation. Obviously, we couldn't catch a buy out of there. Nothing we could have done. Got a world of liquidity sitting across here, a world of it. We've taken so much liquidity underneath. So what I'm looking forward to coming into the week is, we know obviously we're inside of this leg. If we can pull up, take some of this liquidity, I'm happy to sell off and just continue with this potential selling momentum that we've got. If this does pull up and take something like that and break down, it'll be a really good sign that we are going to respect that bearish leg. Right now, it's actually potentially looking like an inducement. So we'll monitor what it does. We're reacting out of a really good point that's taken a heap of liquidity, and we've had heaps of liquidity to take into the mitigation of it. So looking for sells into potential buys, but we needed that inducement high if we're gonna sell down. So monitor what that does. EU. All right, same story as GU. We'll start on the 4 hour, taking a massive high just there. Obviously, very bullish externally, very due for a retracement, and looks like we're starting a retracement. So, in terms of what we've got to work with, we're bearish here. Obviously, taking a heap of liquidity. Got a really nice demand sitting down here that's taking liquidity in itself. So we can look to buy off that demand up to target the next high, and then liquidity running across there, also the liquidity running across there, and just all the sellers from this area. If we're going to continue selling, we are going to need an inducement, which we've got a really nice one there, which is actually retest of that external break. So just prime area to sell from. So we'll be looking for that pretty closely coming into the week, or the mitigation of this point for buyers. But overall, we've got that retest now of that break, so we should be getting a pretty decent sell-off. AU is slowed massively. So AU, we are bearish externally, so opposite to EU. GU, starting to look like we're tracing inside of that bearish leg, but we have taken a massive major inducement here. That's a major inducement there with the external break. So in terms of what we're looking for, we are looking like we're potentially going to sell off. So we're externally bullish on the 15-minute inside that leg there. We have come to the extreme area and have started to work our way back up. So potentially looking like we're going to follow with that bullish momentum that we've got. However, given the major inducement here and the slowing of buying pressure in a quite large bullish leg, I'm not going to be surprised to see us come down and at least take that low there to get a major inducement on the other side to match the liquidity here, to then continue with that bullish momentum that we've got. But we'll monitor and see what it does. But what I'm looking for coming into the week for today, and really the initial outlook, I really wanted sells off here just now. But yeah, it didn't set up, so nothing I can do with it. I have to leave it go and let it go now. Depending on what we do from here, if we retest this break, I'll be happy to buy from here. If we don't retest it, I'll be more so looking at an area like that for the buyers back up, or even continue coming up and selling from these other areas. But I will be looking into sells into buys coming into the week. So we'll see how that shapes up. But we've got a fair amount of structure to work with either side of the positioning on AU.